Hello and welcome to episode 21 of Journeys in Fandom.
Yay, we're back again.
Yay! And we don't know if we're going to be grumpy or not, but we'll soon find out, I think is the case.
I think, as we said last week, this series is going to answer that immortal question of, are we actually Doctor Who fans anymore?
Ooh, yes, the immortal
because,
question.
After last week, we were having doubts, let's say.
Existential crises.
Yes. For those that saw the last episode, I think we just ended with our heads in our hands, just crying quietly. Just why? Why is it?
Oh dear.
Will it continue?
Oh yeah, I gotta say. Speaking of crying quietly, say that quickly when you're drunk. Obviously, Fandom was at war again after last weekend, and
yes,
even the press waded in. The press did wade in. They waded in with some rather inflammatory articles about various things to do with fandom, which, in this world of trying to be the Switzerland of Doctor Who, it kind of is quite difficult when that kind of happens, and it stokes up the argument even more, I think, and I don't think some of it's unnecessary.
Because there was that one I shared with you, wasn't there? The
Metro
dear white men that Doctor Who's not for you, and I was going, fuck off, love.
Oh yes, that was the one that the Metro had to shut down their Twitter account because they got so much backlash for it. It wasn't a great article either. That it wasn't even. There was no real articulated argument in it. It was just a bit of a hit piece, getting on the bandwagon and stuff like that, which didn't help matters. In fact, it just only inflamed things even more. So,
and I think thinking about it, like if we are positive or negative about something, I think we like to, like you said, we articulate why we feel that way. Yes, it is a gut reaction because we literally watched the episode an hour ago, for me at least. But it's a considered viewpoint at the same time. It's not just, let's do it for likes and clicks, guys.
Yeah,
because actually, we care about what we're saying, and actually, yes, it's a short-term reaction, but you think about what you're saying before you say it, and something like that Metro article was just absolute garbage.
Yeah, because it was throwing all sorts of tropes in there, and I'd hate to gatekeep, but the person who wrote it had only started watching Doctor Who from David Tennant's first run, and at no point through anything. She ignored Christopher Eccleston's run completely, and then didn't really reference anything after David Tennant. It was just David Tennant's run, and that was it. So if you're going to throw a statement out there like Doctor Who has never been for straight white men, at least back it up with more than just a little bit of history from the last 15 years. But no, it was unnecessary stoking.
Admittedly, it did result in some hilarious moments, like Nev Fountain's tweet with Nicola Bryant and dear person, this is for you. No, I shared a picture.
Yeah, I'm with you back. Yeah.
There's a picture of Perry holding an implement, looking with a look on her face, let's say.
And Leela, a picture of Leela.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you go, come on, guys, get over it.
Yeah, it's unnecessary, but it was inevitable. It was going to happen, and the other side of the coin was equally as enraged. And I've watched some YouTube. Some YouTube things are quite reasoned. Other people, like you say, are just on the bandwagon for clicks and for views. And there's some people who aren't Doctor Who fans but are still enraged and angry, but they're not. They don't watch it, but they still feel the need to comment on it. Anyway. Ratings. There aren't that many ratings that are in. We've got only the overnights from last week, but then because of this new way of doing things, it's all like we've talked about before. Ratings mean nothing these days anyway.
Yeah,
but the ratings are just completely all up in the air. I'm surprised we've not had the +7 by now. Obviously, it's been 7 days, but it's a bit odd. So obviously, the first episode did 2.6 million, and the second episode did 2.4 million. The only thing that stands out, I'm ignoring the 2.60 before. It's not good, but this means nothing. Is they lost 200,000 people between two episodes, which I thought was a bit odd.
I wonder what that is as a percentage of the audience. So actually, 2.6 to 2.4. That's a drop. That's a fair few not watching the second one. But is it time of year? Is it the fact that time when it's on? So actually, I've watched the first one. Oh, I'll catch the second one on iPlayer, kind of thing.
Yeah, and some people made the excuse it was the good weather. I don't believe that, but
it's so difficult to judge anything on ratings now because, like, for us, we're not watching it on TV. I'm watching on iPlayer. Are you watching it on Player, Disney Plus?
Yeah, iPlayer.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I've not watched telly for standard terrestrial telly, let's say, for so long now that I wonder why I have a TV license.
Oh, we went into that before, didn't we?
Yeah, literally, my TV license is I pay for Doctor Who, and yeah, it's a weird feeling. So yeah, hopefully it's just going to get better.
Yeah, I always am a bit dubious of internet ratings anyway, because whether it's Disney, Netflix, whoever, they control the ratings. This isn't an independent thing, so they can manipulate it however they want. There was talk about, I don't know how people get it and how they quantify it, the drop-off ratings for streaming. So when someone clicks on a show, that counts as a rating, but it's the time it takes people to disconnect from the show that they follow as well. So if everyone disconnects at the same point, they can go, well, what was going on in the show at that point for make people disconnect? And if people disconnect all over the show, they haven't got a pattern, so they can't work it out. So, interesting stuff, but 2.4, 2.6, yeah.
Talking of streaming, the fact that multiple streaming services now have adverts, and like Amazon having adverts mid-show.
Yeah.
It's like, dare I say it, the terrestrial telly days, you kind of go, oh, it's halfway through a 30-minute episode. Oh, look, an advert.
It's funny, America.
In fact, you can't fast forward them anymore. So, like like when you recorded something, it's an advert, fast forward, that's fine. But now they're on skippable ads again, and you go, oh god, we're back.
It's interesting you say that, because America now, they're doing streaming. It's a bit, we've got it a little bit in here. Sky do a bit, but they're doing streaming bundles in America where you can get Hulu, Disney Plus, HBO, and everyone in America saying this is just cable. We've just gone full circle. This is now buying, and you could, because like Sky, you can get Netflix, Sky, and I think that's it for now. But you can see in the future you'll just get a bundle, and I don't want. It's like we've just gone full circle back to where we started from, where you haven't got a choice. You've got to take everything, or you're spending a fortune on separate things.
Yeah, it's a circle of crap, and it consumes us all.
Is that a nice segue into the episode review? Or is that a bit harsh? Is that a bit harsh?
Let's find out, shall we? It's your intro this episode, so take it away, Timmy.
Well, it would be a shame not to change the background for this review, even though it might not be as grumpy as last time. Oh, did you get any feedback on the level of grumpiness last time? Normally, your feedback.
I did not. I did not. Admittedly, my feedback has been away on holiday mainly. So,
fair enough.
But from a lot of people that I spoke to the day after recording were very much, what the hell was this? Or like like my partner, she was sort of saying, "Oh, I really liked Jinx Monsoon," but actually the rest of it was all garbage. And you go, "Yeah, I'm feeling you."
Yeah, I was looking.
I didn't hear anyone turn around and say that was really good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think that second episode was the kind of the first one was whatever. The second one was the contentious one. It was the Marmite episode. You either liked it or you didn't. There was no middle ground.
Space babies.
No, yeah, we space babies.
I hate them so
And even
much.
some of the positive YouTubers, you could see them struggling to say good things about the first episode, but acknowledging it was just a exposition dump. That's basically what everybody said. It's just like they've just gone blah and spat it all out. Not many people like the musical number at the end of the second one. That seemed to be the consensus, that it was
no one liked the musical number.
Yeah, it was shoehorned in and it was a waste of time. So that was the main thing I got out of it. People who liked it didn't like that last bit and said it was waste. Why did they do it?
Just bleh. So
right,
this was boom. Stephen Moffat back writing individual episodes in an RTD series.
It's like the old days, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, what do you think about it?
I think I liked it, with a caveat.
Oh, right.
I liked it when it was him and her with landmine and doing all the things, and but then as soon as I started adding in extra characters like the woman priest, soldier, marine,
Monday Flynn.
Monday. Yeah, and I went, it just began to unravel. And like the whole, all of the ambulances all turning up and going, oh yes, and then the whole AI, oh look, I've infected one, it's now taking down the whole algorithm with a thing that couldn't do that. So I think it started strong. It was going well. I'm going, yes, and then went, oh, stick landing. You haven't quite stuck it.
I liked it. I thought it was good. Compared to the last two, anything's better than that.
Oh, good.
I generally thought it was a really good storyline. I think it was, and this is all the way through New Who since 2005. It was an episode that could have been a two-parter, but could have been an old school Doctor Who thing, because the mystery over who they were fighting, I got it pretty quickly. But you could imagine that storyline spanning where it becomes more and more evident that they're not fighting anybody, they're fighting themselves. And that would have been a really nice slow burn storyline over 2 episodes and stuff like that. It was kind of rushed through. But I like that concept, the concept of actually it's all about, and I'm sure people will moan, oh, capitalism, anti-capitalist, anti-war. But it was I didn't mind that message. For once, I didn't mind the message in that, because it was quite cleverly done. The only thing I didn't get is how did the algorithm, how did they start dying? It didn't, obviously, as the war was going on, how were they getting killed? Were they getting killed with their own weapons? It didn't make sense to me how they were dying in the war that they weren't fighting. That because I couldn't work that out. Is okay, they're fighting somebody else, but how did they die?
I know, like at the end of the episode, they were sort of saying, oh yeah, so what was the first thing? They announced they were there, which then puts the algorithm in place, which then is causing casualties for whatever reason. Like,
so I suppose it's just
and again, like the guy who was blinded, you go, well, actually, how were you blinded if you're fighting no one? Was it friendly fire? Was it a bloody random? Was it a random mine thing?
Yeah, it's kind of like this. It's
suddenly the tech that you're using is then working against you to cause casualties at the correct rate to keep the war going. Yada yada yada.
Yeah, the concept of that I thought was clever, and it could have been a longer episode. It would go, let's go. That would have been good. But no, I enjoyed it. It was a good close quarters Doctor Who episode that with not many people.
Like the landmine worked quite well with them sort of saying, oh yeah, what it does, it takes the entity that stood on it and uses its own molecules even as a bomb. And when the Doctor's going, well, actually, that's bad because I'm an entity that isn't like normal, and I'm going to like literally nuke your planet.
Yeah, that was good. I think
what I did think is America will hate the episode.
Oh yeah. You can see
again the whole force. It's this. You can see the American spin on the whole series, like the whole force of prayers, and you just go, "Oh, guys, yeah." you know that a very large cross section is going to hate it properly.
It was unsubtle again, but for whatever reason, I didn't mind it on this one because there were some nice takes on the concept of faith and death and stuff like that, which I just thought, oh yeah, some nice beats there. And it was nice to see they brought back the vicars, whatever they're called, the from the Weeping Angels episodes from way back. That was nice because when they first popped up, I was like, oh, I know who they are. So that was quite cool. They kept them going because I always thought that was a cool concept that the religious people became soldiers in the future. I thought that was that he did years ago. I thought that was good. So interesting stuff, but it was very much a close quarters episode, wasn't it? It wasn't all spanning. It was
very much this was a small set, small cast, claustrophobic episode, which actually, if you think back to Moffat's good episodes, Blink, it's the same thing. You keep a very small cast, a very tight area that you're doing it in, and just rely on that to make your story. It's not big bombastic stuff, it's just quite focused in.
Yeah, that's quite true. And I think actually the focusedness of it toned down Shooty's performance. So the last ones he's been like space babies, just all over the place. This one, because he couldn't move, and it toned him down a bit, and it toned her down a bit as well. Because I was trying to think why over the last week, what grated on me with Ruby, because I really like Ruby and I couldn't work it out. I think it's because she went from not knowing much at Christmas to being a bit of a know-it-all in the space of a very short space of time. And this one flipped it again because she didn't know everything, and she got shot and stuff like that. But that was what I think was annoying me last week, was she suddenly was a know-it-all, and she can't be a know-it-all because she'd only been doing literally 2 trips with him.
Yeah, but I think there was a throwaway line in that second episode that said they'd been together for like 7 months at that point.
Oh, I missed that. I assumed it was
I also missed it, but someone the next day said, there was literally a one throwaway line.
I'll have to go back and have it. Yeah, and that would excuse.
And I was like, that would change it a bit, because if this is like trip number 2, get you to hell kind of thing. But if you've been together a few months, then maybe.
Well, yeah, they always kind of shoehorn all the comics and the books and stuff in the gaps, don't they? But that was interesting. But no, toning him down.
Yes.
Seemed now that could be a writer's thing rather than just a performance thing, but he came across a lot better in this episode than he did in the previous ones, and a lot more knowledgeable.
Well, it was a grounded performance rather than the
I'm just everywhere kind of stuff. It was good. I enjoyed all of it across. I think we need to talk about, I've got it here because I can never remember her name, Susan Twist. She's been every episode now. It's becoming Bad Wolf on steroids. So she was, right, here we go. Space Babies. I didn't realise she was in that. I did, and I forgot. She was one of the crew members who'd done her message before they left. Obviously, the second one, she was the tea lady. She was all the ambulances. She's definitely going to be in the next episode, judging by that trailer. She's been Isaac Newton's assistant, and I'm sure she was in something else at Christmas as well. Definitely. Is next episode going to be her story arc finished? Or is she going to be the big bad wolf thing that's going to run to the end of the series? That'd be interesting to see. But she's definitely, today, it was obvious she was in it. Yeah. She was everywhere.
Because how many episodes are in this? It's 8, isn't it?
8, and we've had 3. Yeah, we've had 3.
So next week is halfway.
Yes.
So if you're going to reveal a big bad and run it in the series, that's not a bad time to do it.
Because there was someone on TikTok who was theorising about it, and he had quite a good theory about stuff. And he said that and he showed a picture, and I commented on it and said, "Where's that picture from?" And he hasn't replied. There's a picture of Russell having an interview in his office, and there's a picture of a magazine cover on his wall, and it's her in the magazine cover with a different name, and it's like, is that a prop? Is that a deliberate thing he's put there as a bit of a thing? And then there's something to do with triad systems, which apparently I saw that there was an advert on the bus in one, I think it was Christmas episode or one of the previous 60th ones or something like that. I can't remember. And that's something to do with it. But yeah, she's all over the place and definitely in this one. So interesting to see whether if it's revealed next week or not.
That will be interesting indeed. What did you think of, obviously, we had when Ruby got shot, we have, oh look, the snow's back.
Yes. It's, again, I didn't mind it this week. It was kind of, yeah, what's going on with that? Well, she was obviously going to die, so it wasn't as if she was, well, she's not a Time Lord, so because she's not going to regenerate. Yep. So we can scratch that off the list of what is she. She's not immortal, because she would have just kicked up from that and kept moving. So she's something, but that's the second time she's been in peril and the snow's fallen and time's slowed down. So what's all that about?
Yeah, because again, at the end of the episode, you had the bad CG snowflake just on its own, just there.
I don't know. It's interesting. I hadn't realised until I read it afterwards that the other woman the actress is the new companion. Monday Flynn was, and I look over here because I had to read it, Verada Sethu, who's going to be the new companion. And Russell, yeah, I didn't realise that as well. And Russell put out a statement afterwards saying, Monday Flynn's story's finished, but we're going to get all timey-wimey. You're going to have to find out what happens with her, the actress, next series. So it's obviously they're going to reference it. I hope it's not just a simple thing of, like,
I had a sister,
Martha's cousin.
Yeah.
Where it was, and Gwen Cooper's ancient relative, where they actually reference it. That'll be a bit naff. I hope it is genuinely. Yeah. Oh, I suppose it could be. It's going to be Clara all over again, isn't it? I don't know, but she was good. I thought she was a good actress in this. So there is high hopes.
You said the bad word.
No, Clara.
Oh, you did it again.
Dirty.
Oh, just hate it.
No,
I
didn't.
Much.
I hadn't twigged that at all. And then, so my impressions of her as an actress, she's quite good. And there's she's going to be the new companion. She's going to be good. So we shall watch this space on that one.
Yeah. So ranking the episodes. So Christmas 1, 2, 3. What would you be your best and worst?
Best one I still think would be Christmas. Then Boom. Then Space Babies. And then Devil's Cord as the worst.
I think for me, Boom out of the 4 I enjoyed most. Christmas comes second. Devil's Cord comes third, simply because I hate Space Babies. I hate the CGI babies. Anything else, but it's literally like fourth, but yeah, just Space Babies make it worse.
Devil's Cord is worse just because of the missed opportunity, and I said that in the last episode. They could have done that so much different. Yeah. Views from an 8-year-old, the new section, as we do. Hey! So my son watched it. He said it was boring. He said it was all in one place and there was lots of talking, which actually is a fair point, actually. And when the moment he saw the trailer for the next episode, it was outside. He was like, yay, they're outside. So that's an interesting concept. He had a really good insight, which made me go, oh, that's a really cool thing. Because when you saw the ambulance from a distance and it was all like blurry, he said, oh, is that the Daleks? And I just suddenly had a real thought of how you have a cool story where you're on a battlefield and the Daleks are ambulances. And the concept of that would have just been really flipped on its head. And I thought, oh, wow, that's a really interesting storyline there, where they've been converted into ambulances and are just kind of driving around and people don't realise who or what they are. I thought it was quite good. So what else did he think? He thought the Doctor was going to regenerate. He said, he's going to change his face. I was like, not yet. And then when she got shot, he said, oh, is she going to change her face? I was like, I don't know. At that point, I was wondering. Yeah.
Is she glowing yet? What's going on?
Yeah. So he's got the concept of that. No, but he didn't like. He thought it was boring because it was just that lots of talking and no action, which is fair enough.
But is that more like an older Who style episode where actually some of them, not a lot happened and it was a lot of talking? Like I'm thinking like not new Who, but OG Who.
Classic OG.
Yeah. And you just go, well, actually, yeah, that's. There were quite a few episodes like that where just you talk it out, and yes, so running around being the cleverest man in the room is great and all, but sometimes you just need to change your pace.
Yeah. I think that's it.
I also think if episode 1 had been on its own, and episode 2 and 3 had been back to back, I think I would have liked episode 3 even more because of that jarring change of pace. You literally went from singing and dancing and badness to a proper, grounded, tight story.
Yeah. That'd be interesting, because the pace definitely did change. It'd be interesting. Let's have a look. Who's writing all the episodes? We looked at this last week, didn't we? Just to see who's writing the next ones. There's not many different writers besides Russell this time around. Let's have a quick look. Where are you? 15th Doctor. Yeah, Russell's writing the next one. Oh no, yeah. Apart from episode 6 called Rogue, which is that one, the Bridgerton, Captain Jack, hopefully not thing. All the rest of them are written by him. Which is interesting.
Yeah. Are we going to lose our minds when Captain Jack gets recast?
Oh, I'm hoping it's not going to happen. Let's go all the way back to... I'm just looking at back in the first ever the Eccleston thing. Yeah, Russell wrote the majority of them. Oh, Gatiss, Paul Cornell.
Is there a Gatiss episode this season?
No, that's it. It's the only change is that one that we flinched at last time. Kate Heron and Bryony Redman. Kate Heron who's the one who wrote for Loki.
Which episode is the Loki episode?
Episode 6. So not next week, but no, 2 weeks time. 1, 2, 3 weeks time.
Yes. The not Captain Jack episode. Fantastic.
Yeah.
It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine, Tim. We can get through it.
Next week's episode looks really good, actually. I'm quite looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
It does look a bit creepy.
Yes, that should be good. Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
And of course, it was revealed this week that Stephen Moffat's writing the Christmas episode this year.
Oh.
Yes, I just scroll down. So yeah, he's obviously already written it.
Now, from memory, didn't Moffat write some proper clangers of Christmas episodes?
I'm scrolling up as we speak to see who wrote.
I want to say it's like Space Fish. Because the Christmas Carol, Catherine Jenkins singy one.
The air date. Yep, he wrote Christmas Carol, and he wrote The Doctor, the Witch in the Wardrobe, or The Widow of the Wardrobe, I should say. He wrote The Snowmen. That wasn't a too bad one. Time of the Doctor, well, that doesn't really count because that was obviously 50th. Last Christmas, what was that one? Don't even remember that. What was that one? Oh, Santa Claus, yes I do. Missed Opportunity, another annoying one.
Yeah.
Husbands a River Song, god awful. Return of Doctor Mysterio, no one remembers that. Twice Upon a Time, he wrote that one and that was good. That's one with
Twice Upon a Time.
With his regeneration episode with Thingy
Oh,
Bradley.
yes.
Yeah, that was good.
Yes. Yeah.
So yes, majority forgettable or hokey.
Misses. Yeah. So we've established with Moffat, you let him write one episode in a series that's just on its own, standalone and solid. Don't let him near Christmas, and don't let him be a showrunner.
But I suppose in some ways he's not showrunning it, so you never know. It might turn out all right.
We can dream.
Oh, dear. Right. I think we've come to an end of... Well, it's only one episode this week, so we're a bit of a short
I think that's the thing, because
really.
we had a episode to talk through, and last week we had 2 episodes to destroy. Yeah.
I think when the consensus is...
Well, we always find when we're angry about something, we talk about it more.
Yes.
When we enjoy it, we go, yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was good. Cool.
Right, move on. Yeah. God. Yes, so there's an episode next week, but we're not recording next week. We're recording the week after with a double bill because we're busy.
Yes, indeed.
We don't want to trust hotel Wi-Fi.
No, we do not. What could possibly go wrong? Cool.
No idea.
Well, I think we've reached a point.
Yes.
I don't know if it's an end, but it's definitely a point.
Amicable end to the episode this week.
Yeah. We didn't need the old man shouts at clouds background.
No. I think I will keep it on for every review, just in case.
Yeah. We'll just be prepared and ready.
Yes.
So, yeah, I guess on that note, it's time to say goodbye from me.
And goodbye from me.